Hi everyone! We are the Group 4, and in this video, we'll be looking at the internal and external anatomy of a clam. Clams are part of a large group of animals called mollusks. They're also in a smaller group called bivalves, named because they have two shells. At the top is the hinge, which is the dorsal side, and the bottom, where the clam opens, is the ventral side. If you look closely at the hinge area, you'll see a small bump called the umbo. This is the oldest part of the shell, and shell growth spreads out from here. Now, if one side of the hinge is shorter, that's the anterior side, or the front. The longer side is the posterior side, or the back. When a clam moves, it goes in the direction of the shorter, anterior side. The clam also has growth rings on its shell, just like a tree. These rings can tell you how old the clam is. Let's look inside. When you open the clam, the soft tissue that lines the shell is called the mantle. There are two mantles, one on each shell. The mantle helps make the shell by releasing special proteins and minerals. The anterior and posterior adductor muscles are what the clam uses to close its shell tightly. You'll see one muscle near the front and another at the back. When the mantle is lifted, you'll see thin flaps inside. These are the gills, ctenidia. Clams have two gills, one on each side. The gills help the clam breathe by taking oxygen from water and also catch tiny food particles. The food particles collected by the gills are passed to the labial palps, little flaps near the mouth. The labial palps move food into the mouth, which is located just below them. Once food enters the mouth, it travels into the stomach, which is found inside the soft inner body called the visceral mass. The visceral mass contains most of the clam's important organs. Gonads, these are the reproductive organs. Digestive gland, makes enzymes to help break down food. Intestines, long coiled tubes that absorb nutrients from the food. You might see the intestines winding through the gonads and even passing through the heart. Near the umbo, close to the hinge, you'll see the heart. The clam has an open circulatory system, which means blood flows into open spaces instead of through closed vessels like in humans. If you gently move aside the visceral mass, you'll see the foot, a strong, muscular part that the clam uses to dig or burrow into sand. Where clams breathe and feed by moving water in and out using siphons. The inhalant siphon brings water in. The exhalant siphon sends waste and used water out. And yes, way at the back is the anus, but it's very tiny and hard to see. So that's a tour of the clam's anatomy, inside and out. From the protective shell and umbo, to the mantle, muscles, gills, and deep into the organs inside the visceral mass. Every part plays a role in helping the clam survive.